Well, look what we got here today. I got a big package of ribs here, pork baby back ribs that we're going to try and smoke. Now, I don't profess to be any kind of an expert on smoking ribs. I've been following a YouTube channel, a guy named Malcolm Reed. I got to give him a call. How to barbecue right, and I'll put his links, his website and his YouTube channel down here below. So I picked these up at our local Sam's store. It's 3 ribs, almost 3 pounds, 2.79 pounds. So I'm gonna open them up and kind of wash them off, rinse them off a little bit. Then I'm gonna show you how we prep them to get ready to take out on the smoker. So stick around and see how this is all done. All right, we're back again, and darn sun's coming into our skylight's gonna ruin this. One of the most important things I've found in prepping these ribs, you see on the back side, on the bone side, there's this membrane. And I found it's really key. I take a little butter knife and slip under the skin. It's like that little silver skin there, and pry it up. Now it's kind of slick, kind of hard to get a hold of. The easy way to that is get a paper towel, fold it up, and grip that silver skin, and you should be able to just pull it right off. There you go, just like that. I like it down here and grab it again so it don't rip. And that we throw away. So we'll get rid of that. And I'm going to do that to all these. And I see I got a little bit more down here on the end. We kind of clean things up a little bit. Just like that. And that's all there is to it. And let me finish the other two racks I got here, and then we'll be back and we'll start doing the seasoning on them. What I did also, when I opened up the pack, I just rinsed them all off in water here. I just kind of patted them dry, get all the excess water and stuff off them. So we got one down, and we'll head off to the other one here. Get this knife on it here. Not very hard to do. Just takes a little bit extra step here in preparing your ribs, but it sure makes a big difference when you go to serve them. You don't have that hard, chewy skin on there you got to deal with. All right. These are some beautiful ribs. Anyway, down here. Sometimes it's a little tricky getting a knife under there, but you just stick with it. I mean, just take your time. There we go. I'm following the bone, and I kind of pull the butter knife back. Grab it with a paper towel, and voila, there it is, all gone. Might be a couple little scraggler pieces here. Come back and pick those up. Again, the paper towel really makes a difference being able to grab it. A little extra meat, we don't really need that. Extra fat, we don't need that. And that's really it. So, like I said, I'm giving a little shout out to Malcolm Reed here for How to Barbecue Right. And they're actually going to be using some of his seasonings today, which I found really excellent. Killer Hogs, this is his AP rub. It's an all-purpose rub. Got garlic, salt, and pepper and stuff in it, And then he has a hot barbecue rub. And, no, excuse me, that's the barbecue rub. Here's the hot barbecue rub. And he also has some excellent barbecue sauce. If you like the sweet sauce, boy, I can't find any better than that. We always use the Sweet Baby Ray's, but we got into his, and it is superb. I'm not a big fan of the vinegar-based South Carolina, Virginia type barbecue sauce. I like kind of the sweeter sauce, so that's what we end up using. But I found with all the spices and the rubs that he's got here, and the way I'll end up preparing it towards the end of wrapping it up and putting a little honey and brown sugar and butter and stuff on it, that we've been eating it without any sauce at all. It tastes that good. So stick around and we'll get it all seasoned up, and then we'll get the smoker going. All right, now what I'm going to do is take a little French's yellow mustard. Malcolm doesn't really do this. Sometimes he uses a little olive oil. You could do that too. And you don't taste the mustard. All this does is help the spices that we put on here stick to the meat. So we just put a light coat on here. And just rub it around a little bit. Flip it over. Well, this is a big chunk of meat here. And I'll try and get a little bit on the edges too, because you want to put that seasoning everywhere. Especially with a chunk of meat this thick. These ribs got a ton of meat on them. And these prime cut ribs I've been finding down at Sam's, these are some of the best I've seen around anywhere. Unfortunately, we don't have a Costco's in our area. We got a BJ's, but I like Sam's meat. Okay. I'll lay these aside, and we'll start putting some seasoning on here. Now, first thing we're going to use, this AP rub. But just actually, as Malcolm says, it's a nice base. I'm going to pat it down. Do both sides, get those edges. This guy give it a nice dusting. I swear this rib here must weigh 1.5 pounds at least, if not more. Make sure I get in those edges, because there's a lot of meat on this one, so I want to get all of it. So, all right. Now I got the hot barbecue rub, and I may kind of mix it up a little bit here. And when I do these, I'm going to be smoking them with the bone side down. So get a little coating on here, get those sides, roll over. Well, this chunk down here, it'll almost look like a tri-tip steak. All right, now ready. Again, don't forget those sides. the edges. There's a lot of meat there, not exposed meat. Get in between that big chunk. There we go. I'll be smoking these for a couple hours out there at about 275. We want the meat to get up around 145, and then as you'll see, we're going to bring them in and wrap them, and that's where the magic will start. There, we got these all seasoned real nice, and let me go out and get the smoker started, and we'll be outside and put these things in and get them working. Stay tuned. All right, got my Masterbuilt smoker here. I'll fire it up. It's a gas smokehouse, and I put the tray full of water in here to give it a little moisture. I've got about 2 handfuls of cherry wood chips and 2 cherry wood chunks on there. So we're gonna get that in here. Burner's going. Got it on high. There. And we'll keep an eye on the temperature. It gets up around 200 range. Probably start seeing some smoke. Then I'll bring the ribs out and set them in here. They're setting in there probably about a half hour, 30 minutes by the time you saw me put the spices on, and then bringing them out here. So let's just kind of soak in a little bit. And I've had the ribs out for several hours, so I got them down to room temperature. So they ought to smoke pretty even in here. So with that, we'll go get the ribs. All right, there's the ribs all seasoned. Probably been a good half hour or so. Boy, they're looking good. And got the smoker. Yeah, it's just up there tickling on 200 degrees. So I think it's time we'll go ahead and get them inside. Yeah, man, these are looking good. Right at 200 degrees. Starting to get a little smoke coming off there. I got a drip pan in here. So let's see. Get these things loaded up. Remember, I got the bones laying down. And for whatever it's worth, that real thick piece of meat there on the rib there, I'm gonna put that on the middle shelf. I don't know whether that'll help it cook any quicker. I got a little chunk of meat. I'll be able to sample later on. All right. Yeah, drop back down to 100, but it'll crank back up. I'll probably wait about an hour, hour and a half, then I'll bring out and I'll stick the meat probe in it, and we'll start checking the temperature then. I want to get it up around 145 before I take it back in, then we'll wrap it and we'll bring it back out for another couple hours. Hang around. Okay, everything's looking pretty good so far. Okay, it's been another half an hour. 3 o'clock right now, so we're going to spray it down with a little more apple juice here. Just give it a little coat. See the temperatures. Meat's 134, smoker's 216. Although it says about 2 1/4 here on the smoker itself. So take a look inside. Wow. Meat's coming right along. We're taking, give it a little bit of spray here. Oh yeah. Just keeping it nice and moist. Yeah. All right, we're good for another half an hour. All right, it's been another half hour. Getting ready to do the last spraying on, I think this is all we're going to need to do with the apple juice. Temperature's up, the meat's about 141 degrees, so we're getting real close to done. So we'll take a look inside, and I'm going to check it with my Thermapen here too. This is a double check. Whew. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, looking really good. It's ready for another spraying. Just kind of wet it down, keeping it moist. Get this wet a little bit. I'm going to check it with a Thermapen here. Yeah, 143 degrees. It's looking good. Let me we're looking real good here. I think by another 30 minutes, we'll better be ready to pull them out and wrap them up. Let's see, been almost, well, hour and 45 minutes, but I'm checking the temperature. On here it says 148 for the meat, so I think we probably ought to take it out. So we'll open it up and take another look. And I think what I'll do, I got my Thermapen here, I'll just check it again. And let's see what we got here. 152, yeah, it needs to come out. 150. So we're ready. I don't want to get it too. Let's see if we can get this out without dropping it now. Yeah, that's just about right. I don't want it falling apart yet. So we're doing good. Probe out. Oh, this one's heavy. Alright, so now we're going to take it inside. Alright, now we're going to make the magic happen. So, we got the ribs out of the smoker, and now we're going to wrap them up. And I'm going to get this big one first. And what we're gonna do, put some Parquet squeeze margarine on it. Just kind of a line like that. And then some light brown sugar. You just kind of drizzle a little bit on. And then, as Malcolm Reed says, put a little honey for the money. So, we just kind of put a line up to there like that. That's all it takes. Now, I'm going to do both sides, and that's the way he originally started out. But now I see his latest videos, he's just doing the one side, but we're going to put the meat side down. And this is how it's going to go back in the smoker, with the meat down. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. Just put a little butter in there. Put some more brown sugar. Just like that. That's all it takes. Then some more honey on the backside. Just like that. Now we're going to wrap this up tight. You got to be careful you don't punch it through with the bones. You know, you want to try and keep it sealed up. So what this is going to do, we're going back in the smoker for a couple hours. And this is going to basically steam and all that butter and honey and brown sugar in that. And that's what's going to really tenderize these ribs. There we go. So, I set this aside. And we'll get ready for the rest of these here. A little more Parquet. Some more brown sugar. I'm not really measuring this, it's just a handful. There we go. Put some more honey on here. Maybe we'll do it this way this time. Roll this bad boy over. Do the same on the back side, on the bone side. It's looking good already. They're smelling good too. All right. There we go. Now we'll wrap this one up. I like to wrap them real tight if I can. Again, being careful not to, the bones don't poke a hole through the foil. If they do something like that, just put another wrap on there, that's all. Again, we'll go back in, we smoked them with the meat side up. Now, we're going back in with the meat side down. And, yeah, so they're just right where they're bending and not breaking apart yet. When we take them out, they're going to be falling off the bone. There, just about done with that model. Honey for the money. There we go. Come on. There we go. Get out of this. Just get just a little bit more here. That's plenty. A little bit more brown sugar, and this ought to do it. All right. There goes the honey. Now at this point, if you had a bad weather day outside or something, could literally, oh, I just ripped a hole in this end. Sharp bone picking out. So another. You could actually just put these in the oven. So basically what we're doing is baking them. Nothing fancy, just wrapping them up. Okay, back in the smoker. All right, I had to go back and re-wrap this, and I poked a little hole in the bottom. But got the other ones in, and we're just going to set it in here. And I might come back in about, I'm going to leave it in there for 2 hours. And we'll probe it about then. Alright, the magic is going to happen now. 2 hours smoking, we wrapped them all up. Now I've been in here for another 2 hours. And I just checked the temperature, about 177 degrees on the meat, so that'll be really tender. So now, we're going to take them out. And I'm going to wrap them up in a towel. All 3 racks. Boy, I can feel just the way they're bending, they want to come apart. All right. Get this about falling apart. All right. Now what we're going to do with this is just kind of wrap them in a towel. I'm going to set them in the cooler there just to let them rest. Look at so much meat, I can't even get the towel around it. So. There we go. And I'm going to let them sit in there for at least an hour. 2 hours wouldn't hurt, but I'm going to at least an hour and let the meat rest and some of that juice that's come out of it, kind of get soaked back up into the meat. So another hour, we'll take a rack out and we'll cut it and see what it looks like. All right, we let them rest for an hour now, so now we have the big reveal. Boy, look at all the juice in there. A lot of liquid, and that's from the butter and the brown sugar and all the honey. It's gonna be a little messy. Ooh, the steam coming out. Oh, man. Let me see if I can get these rolled over.
It's dead. I think the camera died again.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
You heard me, right? My second.
All right. Let's cut this thing right in the middle here. Oh man, look at that. Look at the amount of meat. Nice little smoke ring on there. Oh, you know I gotta try it. I gotta try a piece of this. Oh wow. Boy, these turned out so tender. Oh, this is really great. Gotta try it. And if you do, follow the recipe. Leave me a comment. Let me know how it turned out. Hope you enjoyed.